this up just a little tad. There we go. Oops. Okay, hello everybody. I am Nightfireox. Today we are doing two things, actually. We're gonna do the Omniscient Reader. New chapter reaction just came out. Well, actually, according to my email, it came out super early in the morning. And that's kind of what my first question was what time would it come out here? Apparently, that is 2 a.m. for me. Because I got an email that morning and it said that it's sent overnight. And I don't know if that was a fluke or if that was, or if that's the true time it releases over here. But either way, it releases really early in the morning. Definitely not getting up at 2 a.m. to do this. Anyway. Excuse me. So after this, then we've got the Kubera. It's going to be like this next week, too, where we have a back-to-back stream with Kubera and Omniscient Reader. Because I can't do Saturday right now. And it may be like that. I don't know for how many more weeks. At this point, next week is the last time. And it's only because right now the clients I'm doing photos for are doing evening shoots. And so I have to spend that day getting ready, preparing paperwork, preparing props, anything I could possibly need. Everything's got to be taken care of and ready to go because I travel to the client doesn't travel to me. Anyway, so that's kind of why it's like that. Tomorrow we have... Oh, nothing tomorrow. I wrote it down a few days ago because the schedule's kind of wonky right now. Nothing tomorrow. Friday we have Ella Seed. And then Sunday we have Tower of God. Alright, let me get the music back on. So, if you haven't seen any of my new chapter reactions for Tower of God, this is going to be played out basically the same format. We're going to read the chapter. I'm going to react to it as I go like I normally would if you were seeing me react to 10 chapters. At the end, I will take a brief intermission and I will pull up comments and Reddit and things like that. And you guys at that time, whether on YouTube or whether you're, obviously if you're on YouTube, I'm not going to be reacting to what you're saying live. But I love conversing with people. I love, what's the words I'm looking for? I love conversing with people. I love debating different things. I love all that. So if you're ever in my comments and I'm saying things too, and it sounds like I'm being mean or something. I'm not being mean. I just like to converse and debate and discuss theories and stuff like that. So I hope you guys don't take that the wrong way when I do that. Because I feel like as a content creator, not only do I have a duty to provide an entertaining experience for you guys, but I also like to interact. And right now the channel is still pretty small that if I see a comment come through, I can pretty much interact with you. So don't ever feel afraid to leave a comment about what you're thinking, because 9 out of 10 times, unless I'm extremely busy, I will interact with you. And even if I don't interact with you right away, I will probably eventually interact. And I just hope that you guys know that. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that if I am interacting with you and it's kind of sound more like a debate, because I just like to do that. That's how I do. And so I really hope I haven't offended anyone. I know back a while ago I lost a few subscribers and I thought maybe that was the reason. So it kind of worried me that maybe people thought I was being a little mean, and I just want you guys to know that I'm not trying to come off that way. I just genuinely like to talk with people, and I like to debate and discuss, and if you come at me with a theory, I may try and nitpick the theory. And this is one of those webtoons where they already have a web novel, and because I'm reading the webtoon, I'm not going to read the web novel, so I don't know what's going to happen. And so it may be a little bit annoying for people who have read ahead or read the web novel, I guess, and know what's going to happen and want to say this. But for me, I don't know what's going to happen. So, just so you know, if I'm theorizing with you and you know what's going to happen, first off, no spoilers. I don't want any spoilers. Second off, take it with a grain of salt, because I'm reacting to what I know and not what's gonna happen. I know, like, there are people talking about, on the channel, they were talking about how it gets so much better, right? And I said, sure, it probably does get better, but I'm just reacting to what I know. And so far, the story to me has been really good. I can't see into the future and know what's gonna happen. I can only react and theorize. And if I personally, this is probably gonna be the rule going forward. Because the more and more submissions I get to read this, read that, the more and more, if I don't like a series, I will have to drop it. And here's how you know I won't like a series. I'll tell you right now. Well, one, I'll probably review it online and say what I do or don't like about it. Two, there's just some genres immediately that I just don't like. I'm okay with suspense. I don't necessarily like horror or really, really gory stuff. I'm okay with, action and gore happens, obviously. You watched me read Soul Leveling and Tower of God. I'm okay with that. And Omniscient Reader. But I won't read it. The other thing is, if you recommend something that's more mature, if it's strictly labeled mature content, I probably will not read it on stream, because I'm trying to keep things as friendly as possible, I guess is the best way to say it. Because even though Twitch lets you get away with a little bit more things, YouTube doesn't. And so whatever I stream on here, I want to stream on YouTube. And eventually, when I reach a certain number of goals, I'm going to be streaming on both. So you'll see YouTube and Twitch. It'll go together. I can't stream on YouTube right now because I don't have the subscribers. So that's why I'm only streaming on Twitch. But that's just something to keep in mind, I guess. So, and I probably will do kind of like, not necessarily funny, but in October and stuff, that's when I'll read all the horror and gory stuff and react to it. Until then, though, it'll probably be like this. So just so you know, depending on the genre, I may not read it. Depending on the content, I may not read it. What else? If I just genuinely, and I'm not saying like this in a bad way, because the webtoon or the comic or whatever may be really, really good. But like I said, everybody has their own personal tastes and their likes and dislikes in different genres. And if I just am not getting into it or just don't understand or things like that, then I probably won't read it. And it has nothing to do whether it's actually good or bad or not. It's just everything to do with personal taste. I want to have fun while I'm reading. So if I'm not liking it, probably around the third time I read, I'll probably drop it. And you gotta imagine, that's about 30 chapters in to something. So it's not like, I'll read 3 chapters and be done with it. It'll be like 30 chapters, because I usually read about 10 chapters at a time on webtoons. So keep that in mind going forward, especially because I already have kind of a list building up, either with friends saying to react and stuff, or online. I take submissions. I always take submissions. But like I said, and I don't like reading ahead, but I will read a summary. I will do my homework on the thing I'm going to react to before I react to it, because I want to make sure that the thing I'm reacting to is friendly content, if you know what I mean. Because some people like to be trolls and they like to say, hey, you should read this. And then it's like straight up sexually explicit stuff. No. I'm big brained. I will know immediately if that's what you're trying to do, because I will do my homework on it before reading. And on the YouTube channel, I'm probably going to be doing more webtoon reviews because it seems like a lot of people really like that. So, just so you know, I know I'm talking a little bit. I just want to give little updates here and there, what's going on, and, you know, kind of wait to see if more people will pull in while I'm talking. So, sorry to my YouTube peeps, but we're gonna get started here pretty shortly. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Was just going forward, what it's going to be like if you submit stuff. If I am talking to you in the comments and I'm theorizing or debating you or whatever it is, I hope you guys don't take that like as personally, especially if I'm like picking holes into your theory or whatever, because I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, you know, I talk to people as if they're my friends, if that makes sense. So whatever you're sharing with me, I will relay it back to you as if I was a friend sitting on the couch talking with you, debating something. Is kind of how I want it to feel. I want people to feel welcome and invited and as if they're a friend that we're sitting next to on the couch talking to, rather than someone over the screen. Because there's times where, you know, especially with more with people who have more subscribers than me at this point, or followers, you know, it gets harder as you go to respond to people. But at this stage, I can respond to people just fine. And excuse me, I can respond to people just fine, and I want it to feel like, you know, you're actually getting a response from me, rather than some other YouTubers who will just be like, yeah, that's good, or yeah, okay, or things like that, you know, like where they're just like namely agreeing with you, or, you know, just liking the comment or things like that. So I do try my best to try to make it feel like I'm having a conversation with you, rather than just giving you a short and sweet answer. Now, sometimes I just don't know what to respond with, and I will do a short and sweet one just because I don't want to leave you hanging, you know. But most of the time, if it's something I want to talk about, I will talk about it with you as much as I can. I don't have all day to do it, but, you know, when I get the chance, right? Okay, let's go ahead and start the chapter. Oh, big yawns all the way first. I hope everybody had a good day or evening wherever you're at, or beginning their day and are off on a good start. So let's see. Who is saying this again? I forget. Starting now. Oh, okay. It's I forget his name. What was it? Doctor. There we go. Starting now. We'll make text copies of grade infinite regressor and spread it. Oh, that's right. That's right. He's going big brain. And we'll make it look as if it's part of the revelation that the prophets had. Pildu, lend me your laptop. We don't remember what happens in the novel. How will we make the text copy? Why would we need to remember a plagiarized novel? We know the story to the original. Be careful with that thing, you punk. Oh. The plan is simple. The people who plan their moves, according to the earlier chapters of TWSA, are the fake Arthur who plagiarized TWSA. And the person who is exploiting the prophets for their revelation, the Tyrant King. One who wants to monopolize the intel, and the one who wants to learn more. I'll pit those two against each other. So he's talking about himself and then the other guy. I will give you the information you need. I'll elaborate on the novel's earlier plot and add some information about sometimes. I know people were saying too that this is where the story starts to get really, really good. Like, everything up to this point was like prologue. This dude's not wearing pants because he took them. Items that could lure the fake Arthur and the Tyrant King. Omniscient Reader, episode 57, chapter 13, War of Kings. Target station, current location. Tap, teka, teka. I never knew writing could be this hard. I have nothing but respect for authors now, but writer's block. You don't need to try too hard. It's not like we're actually writing a novel. All we need is to add the information that can lure them out. And we'll change the characters around a bit. There's something that concerns me. It would be more than enough to shock people like Hyun seeing our GE. They'll find out sooner or later that this world is part of a novel. It doesn't have to be now. So he's still trying to protect them in this sense. About that, I don't think you need to worry about it. What? Well, Seongguk and I have been testing the waters, telling different people that this world is a part of a novel. They don't seem to be able to understand what we mean, as if they're NPCs in some video game. Haha, enough with the tomfoolery. Let's get going. They just think we're joking, no matter how serious we are. That is quite unexpected. That's how the first disciple was able to see if someone was a prophet or not. And that's also probably why they call it a revelation. What do you think is the difference between the characters and us? They're real people, and they're just fictional characters from a novel. And when did the real world and the world of the novel begin? Well, since the start of the first scenario, perhaps. Then are they real people or just characters? Character information. Name, Min Siab Jung, age 25, supporting constellation Cursed Gladiator. Attributes, Berserker Rare, 1089th, Renouncer Normal. Personal attributes, Blade Proficiency level 2, Powerful Blow level 2, Berserk level 3. Memory Enhancement level 5, Stigma Vengeance level 1, Overall Stats, Stamina level 18, Strength level 16, Agility level 12, Mana level 10. Overall Evaluation, an Incarnation with above average stats and abilities. His supporting constellation doesn't give him much support, but he is a capable warrior nonetheless. Had he been a little more patient, he could have become a disciple. Poor him. Since the recent update, I was able to browse their character information. If all the people turn into characters with the passing of time. Personal skill, character profile activated. What is it, Doctor? The character does not have a registered character profile. Character collecting information on the target character. It's nothing. I got it, sir. Take a look and see how you like it. I don't know. That is quite a conundrum, if you're thinking about it. Are these people real people? Or are these people characters? And they were obviously here before the beginning of the novel, so what does that make them? Because the way they're saying is, well, anybody who read the story is, or knows about it when you talk, are real people, and anybody who doesn't understand are just characters. And that's weird. That's a weird way of putting it. Because if you think about it like that, then Doctor's the only real person up to an certain extent, or that means that there's only like what? He said 2,000 people read the story and then it dropped off, so what? That makes 2,000 people, that makes 2,000 people real? Or does the S infinite, whatever it was called, also make them real people because it's based off of this? Like, you see what I mean? Like, that's a weird conundrum. I wouldn't look at people as characters are real, because at this point they're helping you or they're not helping you. They're all real, It's like the kind of like solo leveling and the conundrum between, if you watched my recent video on that I did yesterday, he's talking with that demon girl, and it's like, where did you come from? And it's like, they're from different dimensions, so they're real, but they're thrown into his like game to level up, right? So where did they come from? Like, kind of things like that. It's kind of like the same conundrum in a sense. Because if you were thinking about it as part of a game, that's how you would think about it. The people who weren't a part of the game are normal people, whereas the people who are part of the game are characters. Take a look and see how you like it. It's good. It wouldn't have lasted long if it was serialized, but that doesn't matter right now. That's so harsh! Now let's spread the rumor that the revelation has been leaked. Do you think there's enough time? I'll ask Donghun for help. It won't take too long if we use his basement dweller attributes. But what about the stations that don't have an internet connection? I have someone perfect for the job. Leave it to me. I'm the man for the job when it comes to rumors. Il-hun Kang, 31. Easygoing gossiper, personal attribute, rumor expert, personal skills, weapons proficiency. Oops, that happened. It bookmarked here? Why would it bookmark all the way here? Hold on, I gotta get back to it. How dare it? It does that sometimes, it just randomly crashes, I guess, and backs out. Okay, yeah, this is where. Here's a rumor expert. Weapons proficiency level 2, speech level 3, spread rumors level 1, stigma and sight level 1, overall stats, stamina level 12, strength level 13, agility level 13, mana level 10. Overall evaluation, his attribute did not blossom thanks to meeting the wrong supporting constellation, and he is still useful to be used as a pawn. You must take caution as this character spreads both true and false rumors indiscreetly. The character Il-hun Kang is subservient to your will. Your understanding of the character has increased. 44 hours left until the scenario ends. Our mission won't be easy. If we don't take over Changsun Station within the next 40 hours, our group will perish. Nothing's ever been easy for us. Who are we up against now? Someone called the Tyrant King. He is one of the 7 kings of Seoul. He has the largest territory in the northern Seoul area. They say he takes any beautiful men and women as his concubines, while killing or making slaves of all the ugly people. That's rude. But at least he's not discriminatory about it, I guess. Just about how they look. Hey, you man. You can come with me. You're good. Hey, you woman. You're pretty. Come over here. But you? You're too ugly. You're a slave. That's so mean. I guess you might end up a slave, Doctor. The same would be said about you, Huion. I wouldn't want to be a concubine. What if we just go kill him? It will be hard since he has a powerful supporting constellation. What's wrong with her? We have 2 options. Either take his flag, or we can take over Dobong Station, his headquarters. We'll head toward Gwangwamun first. But why? I thought we were fighting them. They'll come to us. I have like some intel that might be of interest to them. We'll leave later since it will take some time for them to arrive, so we should get ready, huh? Ding ding ding. The item you listed in the auction has been sold. The item you've listed in the auction has been sold. The item you listed in the auction has been sold. The item you listed in the auction has been sold. What is it? It looks like things are happening much faster than I expected. I spread rumors that the revelation can be bought through the auction house. Thank you, Donghun. Don't worry about it. I'm just repaying you for helping me. The character Donghun Han is beginning to trust you. Of course, I didn't spread the text files for free. Do you have the con man attribute? Oh, are the constellations reacting? They're really excited. The chat filters have been partially lifted as well. If I had spread the files indiscriminately, it might have fallen into the wrong hands, and people might not have believed it to be the real revelation if it was available for free. That's why I chose to sell the revelation through the auction house. There are even incarnations who gifted their constellations to file. But wouldn't it But wouldn't it make things difficult for you if you spread the intel that only you know about? No, it won't. Just give me my earnings. I knew everyone who needed this would willingly buy it, since everyone who needs this information would have already have a supporting constellation. You sold 16 copies of Revelation's Grade Infinite Regressor through the auction house. It received 16,000 coins. You received 16,000 coins. Look at him raking in the dough. It sold better than I expected. Well then, I'm going to get some shut-eye. What? Aren't you a bit too laid back? Look at him. He's like, hee hee, time for sleepies. A good nap is more important than you think. That's true. Level 3 of Omniscient Reader viewpoint activated. So far, I've figured out that Omniscient Reader's viewpoint is divided into 3 levels. Level 1, straight for the face. I can read the character's basic feelings and desires. Level 2, I can read the character's thoughts. And level 3, I can enter the character's bodies and experience exactly what they're experiencing. Are you there, sir? That's actually really OP if you think about it. The fact that not only can he, with just level 1, take people's attributes and use them as their own the more he understands them, but then is also able to read their thoughts once he really gets to know them, and then can see what they're doing. Like, that's pretty chill. I mean, he isn't a prophet necessarily, but if he keeps it up, he'd be a prophet to the people around him because he would know exactly what they're thinking. He'd spread the rumors to the Tyrant King. Damn it. Is he even listening? There are 2 conditions to activate level 3 of Omniscient Reader 2.1. My consciousness has to be faint and unstable. I'll be making a move soon. Another is that both the character and I, you're listening, right? Have to be thinking about each other. Oh, I see. So, wait, that means that the protagonist, gosh, his name is Jungia? No, that's not it. Is it? The protagonist was thinking about him at the time that he viewed him, right? Probably because he was looking for him. Have to be thinking about each other. So that's the Tyrant King. And the revelation seems to be legit. I paid a good amount of coins for the intel. Who was it that made the copies available? It was probably one of the disciples. How reliable is it? How reliable is it? We checked the hidden pieces mentioned in the revelation, and they all seem to check out. Crack! Let's go to Guamoon. Look at this dude. We will take over the station before anyone else. Good. The Tyrant King has mobilized. Now for the other fake author. Minciab. Sir, they've arrived, sir. Seeing how he's wearing that black hoodie, I'm sure that's him. He got there first, as I expected. It's him, the fake author. Most important hidden piece for the 3rd regression is Guamoon. He has himself cornered, so he can't help but get there in a hurry. But there seems to be more. The kings from I'm trying. Yangduanpo, Yongsan, and even Seongdonggu seem to be here. Sometimes I have difficulties. I get like tongue-tied, I guess is the best way to do it. It happens with regular words that I should know how to pronounce too. I'm not that great of a talker. We might have our hands full. Level 3 of Omniscient Reader's viewpoint deactivated. Whoosh. Ugh. Ow, I'm aching all over. Level 3 is way too tiring. I can't use it for that long. And there were no bonus skill gains this time. Maybe that only happens when I enter first person main character point of view. I still don't know how it works. Brish. Oh, you're up. You were talking in your sleep. What did I say? I think you said, Mommy. What? Mommy? Well, I guess I am worried about my mom. I can't tell if she's joking or not. Yuyan, I have a favor to ask you. What is it? I don't want you fighting in the battle in Guanghuan Moon. Main scenario number 4, capture the flag. We've read this before. Okay, that's it. I'm going to take a brief intermission and we'll be back to read the comments. Okay, so I went over to Reddit, and it looks like the Reddit doesn't have just a webtoon version. They have the web novel, and I did look a little bit into it and see if maybe they had like a separate column for just the webtoon to talk about the chapter, but it doesn't look like they do, which I guess it's made for the web novel, so it's going to make a bunch of sense. But at the same time, it would be nice. But so we'll just read the comments off of the webtoon itself. Say yeah, we'll just read the. Sorry, my brain is all over the place. We'll just read the comments off of the webtoon, and hopefully no spoilers, but we'll see. Can never guarantee that there won't be spoilers in the comments of stuff. Gotta say, really liking the banner / relationship between Humion and Dakja. I do too. Thank you all for commenting and advancing on my little ship. I do like that too. I don't know if I would ship it as of just yet, but I do like their back and forth. It flows well with their relationship, and it doesn't feel forced. The constellation Lazy Broke Weeb was shocked over the price of the so-called revelation on the Dokubite bag. Yay, my spinning addiction is back. That 2 weeks killed me though, but I'm so glad we're back in the groove again. Guys, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. He said that to activate level 3, both people must be thinking of each other. So does that mean that Jang Yuk was thinking about Daksha the first time he entered main person point of view? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying the same thing. He hadn't been thinking about him, but it could have just been more of like a thought of, I need to find him, like nothing like friendship wise or anything, but more of, I just need to find him and I know he's probably here. Especially if he thinks that Daksha is a prophet. Then he would know that where Daksha would want to be. Blade of Pegasus was pleased at the well. This is Blade of Pegasus, in case you didn't see. Was pleased at the well thought out plan. One heart has been awarded. Yeah, that's right. I do need to heart this still. They really be calling each other ugly. Yeah, they do. It's kind of funny. I think I laughed at that. The conversation, person versus characters, looks so interesting. Hope they bring this back later. That's what I was kind of talking about too, was, you know, is everybody just a character? Or is it really that there's real people versus characters? Everybody has a character profile, but if that's the case, he's probably, or at least that we know so far, is one of the only people who actually has that attribute. So it's like, does that make him the only real person then? Or the people who read it were real people? Like, there's a lot there. And then, as Doc just said, oh god, why am I blanking now? He says that, I forgot what he said. My mind just went bloop. But, basically, about the real world, that's what it was. He was saying, well, what does that make everybody before this novel started then? Because these people already existed in the novel, you know? Or before the novel commenced. So, for me, I would not look at people as characters or real. I would look at them as all real beings, and that some of the characters in the story just so happen to be a part of the novel. I guess you could say the only true character would be the protagonist. And not the one we follow, but the one that Daksha refers to as the protagonist. Huion looks so shocked and sad. Bye, harem? Why isn't this a thing I've seen yet? How is Huion's hair still looking so epic? My hair would be limp and oily by the 3rd day. Yeah, no kidding. Point of view, you're everyone. Everyone is you. Is Daksha's plan to just lure Junghyuk to the station with all the other kings and let them do the heavy lifting? But that's his plan. Or is he gonna take some empty stations while all the chickens are off the roost? Both. Both! That's what I think. He's bringing them out to fight each other, it seems like. But at the same time, he's probably gonna be off capturing other stations while they're distracted. Or the plan is to let them fight each other and have the fight come to him, and then he kills that person. Or, well, he can't kill. Have somebody kill that person for him. And, have someone kill the person for him and then take the station. That would probably be what he would most likely do. Wow, I can't believe it's still on this arc. Well, I mean, good stories have to be told at a pace. So, if you were just to like, because this is based off a web novel, right? And if you were just to, because these chapters are long. That took me, what, 30 minutes? And I did like minimal reacting to that. So, for me, it would be more like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Oh, if the person who's creating this they're probably going about word for word of what's happening in the web novel, right? Or at least hopefully that's the case. But if they were just to rush through it, it would not look good. That wouldn't be a good thing to do. So pacing is always the best. And I see that someone downvoted that, as they should, because it's a stupid thing to say. I'm tired of the disrespect. This is a fine man. How else do you think he got married? Doctor is basically the ML of this dating sim. He got the protagonist. He got the protagonist, for fuck's sake. Love it. Nothing wrong with that sentence. Absolutely 100% true. Oh, look, more hints of on whom the mother. That's so cool. I thought Dokja and his team threw off Ilhun. The samurai girl is a teenager, by the way, guys. So no shipping a younger girl with Dokja. Because seriously, she is underage. Yes, that's true. But Huion isn't the girl that's talking. And that's not the samurai girl, I don't think. So I don't think that. I think this person may be mixed up. Let's see. Yeah, we ship him with Huion, not Ji, you idiot. No one is shipping Dokja with Ji, you weirdo. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when they were saying this. Ji is not Huion. Huion is an adult. Probably around the same age as... I'm not sure if they gave her actual age, but she's probably around the same age as Dokja. Dokja isn't really all that old either. What, did he say he was in his mid-20s, maybe? I can't remember for sure. It's been a while. We've read about, 57 chapters now. And we're talking about episode 1 and 2 is probably where he revealed around his age. But he was someone who finished college. He was someone who finished college and was working a job. So he had to at least been around his mid-20s or in his mid-20s at this point. Anyway... We'll go one more, just because we can't do the Reddit. Normally I would switch to the Reddit, but since the Reddit doesn't have a actual page just for the webtoon and discussing the chapters, then someone replied this twice. Why would you do that? I'm not sure if it's the same person, but they said literally the same thing. Wait, did it not go? No? Okay. It's just people replying the same thing. Did it? It says we're on 2, but a lot of these comments are literally the same. I'm not sure if the thing just messed up or what. Wait, hold on. I guess it is different, but there's stuff that's kind of confusing. Or maybe I was already on the second one. We'll go third. Let's see. But why can't she fight? I'm so excited to see how this all pans out. There's got to be a reason for it that we haven't seen yet. I started this webtoon 2 days ago and was like, there's so many episodes, yay, let's get reading. Less than 48 hours later, here I am waiting for the next episode to release. Literally me! The only reason I've had I haven't read all this and it took me so long to read all the way through was because I knew I had to read it for you guys. Otherwise, I would have finished this in like a day. Like, you don't know how many on my personal webtoon on my phone, the mobile app, how many webtoons I literally have. It's a list, man. I'm reading Purple Hyacinth right now. I think that's how you say it. And that's really good. I really recommend that one if you haven't read that already. It's so good. It's like, it got a romance element to it, but they're detectives, and I love detective stuff, and who doesn't like a good romance thrown in, sprinkling on top? And the creators of it make me laugh with their comments and stuff, so it's all around a chef kiss. When you commit to a novel, you really can't go to the slower media anymore. Nope, not reading the spoiler. No ship. I want Huey on to be my mommy. That's nice. Very nice. Well, it would kill me if I were taken as a concubine for the hot dad. I mean, Tyrant King. Some of these comments always have me dead. When I'm reading personally too, I always like look through the first few comments and stuff. And some comments I will literally just laugh my ass off. Is this a ship? I think so. I think this is a ship. Like, I personally haven't decided whether I want it to be a ship yet, or if I just want it to be a really nice friendship. But I will make up my mind eventually. Because their relationship is growing subtly, you know? Whereas other things, when you see it, like Solo Leveling, the one girl, like, that was like very easily like, oh, potential romantic partner, question mark. Whereas this one's more like a, don't know whether or not it's going to go that way yet. And so I'm just kind of see where it goes. And I haven't declared a ship for myself yet. Plot twist, you were all characters from the beginning. That is a good point, though. They could have just all been characters from the beginning. Honestly, I think that Hueyeon and Daksha would be a lovely romantic relationship. A lot of commenters seem to forget that romance can exist without it being insanely lovey and cheesy. They could easily get together and keep the same vibe they have going now. I agree. And not only that, but like a lot of times when you get these kinds of comments like this, there's a lot more opposition of, but this isn't about romance, this isn't about love. And nobody's saying, I mentioned this with Tower of God the other day, where I basically said, you know, no one's saying that the webtoon is about romance, about love and stuff, but it doesn't mean you can't sprinkle it in there. It doesn't mean that it has to be strictly in its genre of what it is. That would be so boring if you just read like an action and it didn't have a little bit of drama in it. Or you read a romance and didn't have a little bit of action. You know what I mean? Or even if it's not action, you know, if it's a romance, it doesn't have drama in it. Or if it's, you know, a drama, and it, you know, some dramas have a horror element to it, and those are really good, you know? Although I don't really read horror, but I have read some that are like that. Oh, you know, people really seem to forget that stories can be in more than just one box. And there are many different reasons per individual why they're reading that story. Like, for example, I like this story because it's got action and suspense and a little bit of mystery behind it. That's why I like it. That doesn't mean that other people don't want to see some romance added to it, or want to see other things and they can't have their ships. Everybody's allowed their ships. And I talk about, I'm sorry, that people who are like that, they make me so mad. They bug me so much. Because it's like, why does it matter so much what other people want? Is it directly causing you pain? Is it hurting you? No? Then knock it off. You don't need it. You don't need it in your life. Don't let it stress you out. It isn't worth it. I say as I am telling people that it bugs me that people are like that. I will take my own advice one day, but as a content creator, I am qualified to talk about it. The whole point is to talk about stuff. Everyone knows that the reader and the protagonist definitely have to be in true love. Yes. They're number one top ship right there. It's like Kun and Bomb, right? That number one top ship. I love this webtoon. I do like this webtoon a lot too. Sangha, my suspicions against you rise with every chapter. Miss Girl doesn't even have a character profile. It's fair, but to be real, the other people didn't have a character profile either. I wonder what people are saying about it. Yeah, because she was Doctor's colleague. Real people do not have a character profile, at least not yet. The two disciples are exceptions, not the norm. Sangha isn't the only one without a character profile. I know I'm reading this webtoon as well. Lol, I just find her character shady. Too silent, but we'll see. I don't really find her character shady. I mean, it could come back to bite me in the butt. But, you know, we saw, like, her talking to the other guy and what was happening there. And she seems, like, pretty genuine about her disliking him and stuff. So, I don't know. Oh, my bad. I thought you might just have forgotten, which tends to happen to a lot of people. I kind of find her too silent too. I think it's mainly because she hasn't been much in the spotlight yet, contrary to Hyewon or Haeseong or Gilliang. I can't wait for her to shine more and be developed, and then we will see if she's shady or not. Wasn't her constellation leaning towards good alignment though? She shouldn't be a future villain if that's the case, I think. That's a good point that they bring up there. That her constellation is leading good alignment. I don't think she can say who her constellation is, or if someone finds out, she'll instantly die or something like that. At least that's what she says. Which could be the other thing that people find shady about her, is that she can't say who her constellation is. You're right, I didn't think about her constellation before. She's got a weird vibe to me a little, but yes, can't wait to see how the story progresses. Yeah, I agree. And it could also be because it's still really early on that this story, it's still really on in the story that maybe, you know, the stuff that happened in the subway probably weren't that far behind. This is what, the third main scenario still? So, like, it could just very well be that she's still in shock and they really haven't had a moment to actually rest and think about stuff. So it's like survival all this time. So who knows? Some people just don't adapt to their situations as well as others do. But I think that's about it. I think we're gonna end it there. Kubera will be right after this, so if you're wanting some Kubera, stick around. I'll be right back. On a new stream though. I'm gonna end this one and restart a new one, so that way they're not mixed together. I will see you guys later. If you are on Twitch, please like and subscribe. Oh wait, wrong one. Follow if you're on Twitch, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Thank you guys. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye bye.